What is up, guys? So there's no real topic in mind today. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's been happening in the world, what I've been watching on YouTube. I went to the car boot sale yesterday and it was like unlocking loads of old memories of when I used to go down there when I was a smelly junkie, and I used to go down there stealing from office blocks. So yeah, sit back, relax and allow me to regale you. So yeah, I've been watching one of my favourite channels on YouTube is, I like Critical Drinker. He's one of my favourites because I'm a big movie nerd. And also a channel called EWU. There's two. There's one that shows you old cases and it shows you the police interrogations and stuff like that. Classic cases like the Scream Killers and that guy who killed his, I think he killed his mother with a sledgehammer, and they did an interview with him in the police custody and he was creepy as hell. He was like, yes, no, I killed my mother with a sledgehammer. Fucking hell, this guy's nuts. So yeah, I watched something on there and it was about something what happened in America, and it was a guy who stabbed a fucking little, I think she was 8 years old, and he was in there. It was a pizza shop, and he went in there to, and you can watch it, by the way. It's called EWU Body Cam, and EWU, I think it's Explore With Us or something like that. There's a couple channels, and this dude, he was one of those, you know, that looks like he's trying to be a woman. He's a guy, but he looks like he's a woman. And he went into this pizza shop to get a slice of pizza, and I think he was buying a beer as well. And he's gone in there, and something's happened. This little 8-year-old ran in front of him, and he's ended up smashing a bottle and sticking it in her neck. And I was like, what is wrong with these people? And then they've got him, they've locked him up, and the police are interviewing him and talking, and asking him what happened, and he's like, oh, I don't know, I can't remember. It's like, oh, fuck off, horrible little cunt. And that's the world we live in now. Things like that, it's just, where's your head at? How can you do something like that? It's disgusting. So yeah, I watched that. He's not been sentenced yet. He's got, in America, they hold him accountable, you know, they put him like 20 different charges. Like in England, that'd be like assault, fucking with intent. But in America, they have fucking about 20 charges. So just in case he gets a not guilty on one, then they'll get him on the other. If he gets a not guilty on that, they'll get him on the other. So he's going to be locked up for a long time. Hopefully he gets whooped in jail. Hopefully a couple of the dirty white boys get medieval on him and smash him up. And yeah, another thing what's been happening in the news is that, I think it was in France, that jewel heist. It was so simple. It was unbelievable. They've got away with like priceless jewels, priceless heirlooms, and all they've done is they've just rolled up to this building full of all the like Mona Lisa stuff, like vintage, really, really priceless, expensive stuff. And they've just rolled up with a ladder, put it on the ledge, climbed up the ladder, gone in and just robbed everything and got away. They've got away with it. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I suppose they're going to have to break it down and sell it individually, but they're going to be red hot, aren't they? And things like that. Somebody always talks. It's like the great Brinks Mat robbery. They got away with that, but people yapping and they end up getting caught, or they end up boasting, and because they just can't help it, or they'll get drunk and say, oh, do you know that job? It was me. You know, and then they'll fucking get locked up. But yeah, they've got away with it. And it was such a brazen thing, because I suppose they weren't expecting it. They'd be like, well, you know, we're really secure. No one can come from that area because it's a balcony. They just didn't think, well, what if someone gets a ladder, climbs up there, and runs in and drills something in my fucking eye. Drills the cabinet and nicks the stuff. Well, they've got away with it. They're on the run, and if they break it down, there was one piece, I think they dropped it on the way out, that was like 200 like diamonds in it. Really, real old-fashioned, vintage, expensive things. It was unbelievable. So yeah, that's what's been happening in the news. I went to the car boot yesterday. Jesus Christ. It was the car boot sale in Doncaster, although it felt like Pakistan or Beirut or something. I did do a video down there, but it was all corrupted. I'm glad I checked it, because I did a video. It was kind of like a little bit of a... something in my fucking eye. Like a little bit of a dark side roundup. And I videoed the field, the football field, because you can go in and you don't get access to the football field, but you can see it from a little alcove. And I went in there, videoed all that, and then I went around a few old places where I used to go when I was a smelly junkie, and spoke about it, and then I uploaded it. But before I put it to public, I thought I'd better have a look through, make sure I hadn't said out too controversial. And it was all corrupted. The sound was like, because of the wind, and it was all cracking up, and I thought, I can't upload that. But yeah, it was like a third world country. There was nobody hardly speaking English, and the stuff that they buy, it's unbelievable. There's like stalls with just bags, with just piles of old crappy clothes, and they're all there fucking elbowing each other out way, trying to get hold of it, like £3 for a pound, and it's just fascinating to watch and just ride around and just take it all in. I was going to get my dog a yak, but I totally forgot about it. But yeah, I was going past some of these old buildings, and it was just unlocking memories of when I used to go down there. Because what I used to do is, when I was a heroin addict, I used to go out shoplifting, but I was getting caught all the freaking time. You know, it was like 2 or 3 times a week I'd be in the cells, and I'd be like, fuck's sake, I've got to sort something out. I can't keep doing this. So I tried selling gear, but it's hectic, mate. And back then you used to get big jail. You'd get like 6 to 8 years for your first offence if you're supplying heroin and crack. And then you've got all the taxmen, you've got the police following you. It's a nightmare. I did it for a while. I ended up getting robbed and battered, and I was, fuck this. So what I started doing was going around office buildings. I used to put like a shirt on, a tie, slick my hair back, get an old scruffy briefcase what I'd nicked from somewhere, and I looked like the world's scruffiest businessman. But it was like an invisible jacket. Places where I went in that I would, like, if I'd walked in, if I didn't have a suit on, I wouldn't even get through the door. They'd be like, "Hey, can we help you?" And I'd be gone. But when you've got a suit on, you've got your hair slicked back, they look up, they see that they just think you're another, they don't really look closely, they just think you're another businessman. So, yeah, I used to get dressed up and go around all these places, and there was one place where I went, the Royal Mail. That is a pretty bad charge. I think one of the longest prison sentences ever is from nicking from the postal service, and I think it's closed down now, so I can talk about it. I might have even got caught for it, I can't remember. But I went in there, I used to go in there, and you could just walk in, it was crazy. I'd just walk in, and there would be like a room with all the, I don't know if they were like rejects or they didn't have stamps on, but it was just a pile of presents and packages. I was just walking up, and fucking nice one. And then I'd go into the toilet and open it all up. I'd find footballs, dildos, fucking all kinds of different things. Especially at Christmas time, and I would go in and just get loads of letters and fill my bag with letters, and I'd go through all the letters. So if you've sent anyone any money at Christmas and you didn't get it, probably me. So I do apologise, but I was a smelly, scruffy little junkie, and I would have stolen anything. But anyway, I used to go in this place, and I used to get all kinds of stuff, money in the cards. And I took my mate down there one day. He wasn't an addict, and I said to him, I said, "Oh, you want to come grafting with me?" I'm not going to say his name, but he's a pretty big name in Donny now, fucking supplying drugs and stuff. But he was just a kid back then. And when I say kid, he was about fucking 17, 18 years old. So I said, "Yeah, come with me, we'll go grafting." And we went. Within 2 minutes, we got a handbag that somebody had left in a car with the fucking doors open. I was like, Jesus, that was easy. And then we was going past this mail place. And I said, "Come on, we'll go in here, get a few cards and letters and stuff and packages." So we just walked straight in. And while we were in there, some dudes come up and said, "Oh, are you the new workers?" And we like looked at each other, was like, "Yeah, mate, yeah." must have had temporary workers from a temporary work place. You know, where you go in and they send you to places to do a few days' work, and they says, "Oh, so you're the new workers?" I was like, "Yeah, mate." So they took us in. They took us down to this assembly line where they're all sorting mail, and they says, "Right, you put that in there, you check it, and you do this." I was like, "Yeah, mate, nice one." So we went in to rob the place and ended up getting a job. So we were stood there for about 5 minutes. I was like, "Fucking hell, we've got to get out of here." So we grabbed a few, and I think they used to have gyros back then, so we was looking for all the gyros. and we got whatever we could, and then we just bailed, we just chipped, and got away with it. And then if you go there now, it's all cordoned off. You know, there's big iron gates. You can't get nowhere near the place now. But back then, there was nothing. It was unbelievable. And there was a place next door as well, where I could have had a right score, but I can't drive because I've been an addict my whole life. So driving lessons and all the things. That's why addicts are immature, because they've not experienced all the things what you're supposed to experience. Because I was an addict. I was homeless. I was in prison. So I hadn't done everything, like built a family, built a career, bought a house, learned how to drive. That's why I can't do fuck all with computers. Because I've been away from it all, so I haven't matured the way normal people mature. But yeah, what was I on about? Oh yeah, I didn't learn how to drive. So I've gone into this place, and it was like a factory, and I don't know what they sell there, but I went in, and it was like in the office blocks, and then there was a factory at the back. So I've gone into the office block, and there was a place where they keep, where you keep your belongings. What's it called? Like a locker room. And I always go in there because you get some right riches from there. So I've gone in, and I'm looking round, and I've opened this thing, and there was a set of car keys attached to a wallet. So I'm having that. And I would not usually take keys because it's horrible when someone nicks your keys and you have to get new locks and all that. So I would usually not even touch the keys, but because they was attached to the wallet and I was like paranoid, I just grabbed them and went out. And then I've got outside, and it's got like a alarm on it, and I thought, I wonder what car it is. So I pressed the alarm, it went nyeh, nyeh. I looked round, and it was a fucking, like a Lamborghini, or I don't really know cars, but it was one of those like kit cars that just looked like it was like £2 million car or something, like a Bugatti or a Ferrari, really low down, yellow. And I've got the keys in my hand here, and I'm thinking, oh my God, if I could drive, that'd have been a right fucking grab. But I can't drive, so by the time I'd have rang someone, or mind you, I don't think we had phones back then, not mobile phones anyway. But by the time I've gone and got someone and come back, it would have been on top. So I always look at that and think, wow, that'd have been a right score. Obviously now I'm glad that I didn't take it. I think I ended up just taking the money out and throwing the keys on the floor next to it. Because I just want money. I'm not trying to like ruin people, fucking do any more damage than I have to do. But anyway, I could have had a right score. Then I probably would have sold it for like 50 quid or something. But it would have been cool, wouldn't it, flying around in a brand new like Lamborghini. And there was another place next to it as well, right next door. It was there's a real like curry smell when you go past it. I don't know what they sell there, but it stinks of curry every time you go past. I mean, it stinks of curry everywhere in Johnny now. It's like living in Pakistan, but it's some sort of frozen food place, and I went in there, and it was either a Saturday or a Sunday. And what happens on a Saturday or a Sunday is I try not to go grafting on a Saturday, because if you get caught, you're there in the courts till Monday, so you're locked up for 3 days straight away. But anyway, I've gone into this place, and the office was shut, but the factory at the back was open. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is alright. I've pulled the thing back, jumped through the window of the office, and I'm rifling through everything, but it triggered an alarm. I didn't know it was a silent alarm to the police station. That's why it was all so easy to get in. And I'm in there, rifling around, and I don't think he even found out. And the police pulled up right outside. I was like, oh no. You know what I mean? I couldn't run out back because they were all working there. I couldn't run out the front because the police were there. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I opened the cupboard and sat in the cupboard like this. And I could hear them coming in saying, oh, you know, talking amongst themselves. Right, don't look like anyone's here. And they was checking all the rooms. And I was like, I'm going to get caught here. Or if they open this door, I'm fucked. You know what I'm going to say? Lost my way. I need the toilet or something. You know, and I'm sat there, I'm thinking, please don't check this thing. And anyway, they didn't check it. And then I've heard him going outside. And I think the manager came and there was, oh, well, I want to go and have another look. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've got to get out of here because they're coming back in. So I ended up just running straight through the warehouse at the back. You know, nobody stopped me because they probably thought, who's this con here running through? But I've run through, I've got out the back. And I've run off and they had the helicopter out, the fucking dogs and everything. I can't remember if I got caught. Probably did. I always used to fucking get caught. And there was another place as well, a warehouse. It seems everywhere down there. I've fucking stolen something from it. And I'm not boasting about this. You know, I'm deeply ashamed and embarrassed of everything I've stolen over the years. But, you know, that was an addict and I just didn't care. I just needed money. There was another place as well. And it was... What a little tip, what I used to do, I used to wait till it was like tea time, so people had gone home and there'd only be a couple of people left in the office, so it'd still be open. And I went in this one place, I went up the stairs, and there was one guy right at the back. And he didn't see me. I thought, well, if I'm quiet, you know, I'll be able to get a few bits and bobs. And I got a laptop, and a little tip what I learned, never put whatever you're nicking in your backpack. Because then if you get pulled on the way out, they'll say, well, let's have a look in your bag. And then they'll see the stuff. So what I used to do is put it down my top. Down the front of my jeans, because it's skinny as fuck. Probably weighed about 7 stone. So it easily slide down my front. And it's a good job I did on this occasion, because on my way out, somebody saw me. And they knew what I was doing. They said, what are you up to? I said, I just need a toilet, mate. Just been to the toilet. And his toilet was fucking down there, so he knew what I was up to. And he says, well, let me check your bag. But I didn't have it in my bag. So he checked my bag, and he says, well, something's not right. And he says, I'm going to take a photo of you. Because these camera phones had just come out. And I says, yeah, no problem, I'm not doing out wrong. He took a photo. It's been fucking skinny as fuck. No, I don't think I ever came of it though, because obviously the next day they'd be like, well, his fucking laptop's gone. Oh, I saw someone, he took a photo of him, it's him here. But no ever came of it, which is surprising, because the police, they all fucking knew who I was. Every time I get locked up, back again, Ian, are you alright, Ian? That's why I hate being called Ian now, because it's authority, police, court officials, judges, they're the only people that call me Ian. Everyone calls me Paddy. So yeah, they all knew who I was, so I'm surprised I didn't get a comeback on it, to be honest. Or maybe I did. You know, I've been done that many fucking times. It all mumbles up, you know. And there was another place as well where I was walking past, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and I went past this factory, and the door was open, the fire door, and I'm looking, I'm like, there's nobody in there. So I've gone through, looked around, there's nobody there. They must have left it open by accident. So I've gone in, gone through to the office bit, and again, the fucking silent alarm. So there was a laptop on the other side of this door, but the door was locked, and I was just about to nudge it open, and the fucking police come screeching. I was like, fuck. So I ran out, shot off, got away, and then about an hour later, I thought, yeah, they've gone now, so I'll come walking back down past this place, and they was still fucking there, and the police saw me and said, yeah, they recognised me. Ian, come here, I need a word, mate. They always say that, I need a word, mate. You're not my fucking mate, you're going to try and lock me up, you prick. And they've locked me up, saying, oh, we know it's you, you've done this. What are you on about, you dick? No to do with me. But, you know, it's, whether you've done it or not, you've still got to go in cells for 2 days. So yeah, I was gutted on that one. But yeah, it was mad just going down yesterday around these old places and seeing all this stuff where I used to go in, I used to steal from, and it was just memories unlocked. It seems like everywhere in Doncaster, you know, there's a drug story attached to it from me. I could think of loads more now. Now I'm talking about it. But yeah, we're just going to finish on a little bit of a roundup on the dark side. Old Danny Christie's got into it with, what's his name, Co-Video TV. I like Co-Video TV. It's pretty funny. Like he said, it's, you know, it's some of the stuff with Decker and with Brian Cockrell is hilarious. And he's calling out Danny for beating up his ex-missus, which, you know, it's common knowledge. Everyone knows he did that. He's a fucking scumbag for doing that. He battered his mother as well, which is, you know, and you know how there's like a 2-tier system in England at the minute. There's also one on the dark side, because imagine if Decker had battered his mum and knocked out. And the thing what annoyed me with him, because I understand everybody can change, and I know he's got a massive following of like proper bum lickers, especially Hedgehog Man. Jesus Christ, he is like king bum licker with Danny Christie. He has got Danny's penis firmly between his cheeks. And imagine if Decker had battered his mum and got locked up for it. Everyone would be outraged, wouldn't he? He'd be a bacon, but because it's Danny, he seems to get away with it. Now listen, I understand he's changed his life now, he's not that guy, but he's still a scumbag for doing that. And the thing what annoyed me was when he was laughing about it. He did a podcast and he was talking about getting locked up for knocking his ex-missus out, saying, oh yeah, I laid her out. Laughing about it. I was like, you fucking scumbag. And everyone's saying, oh, you know, all the little bum lickers, oh, he's changed. Danny's a real man. And it's really next level, the bum licking. And I understand it to an extent, you know, because when you see him fight Decker, you think, oh, he's a fucking proper hard case. But, you know, he did, there's a reason for that. He's probably been practicing on his missus. But no, listen, I don't want no smoke with any of his followers or with Danny. But, you know, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And he was wrong for doing that. And if people want to call him out for it, then, you know, he's got to live with that. And something else has happened with his... I think his ex-missus, he phoned the police on her or something. I don't know too much about it. But yeah, he's having a bit of back and forth with Co-Video TV. Hedgehog Man's bum licking the arse off him. But I do understand it, you know, he's his mate, he wants to stick up for him. I do it with Brett, mate, because he's from Donny, Brett. I met him before in prison, he was fucking sound with me, he wanted to do a podcast with me when I only had a few 100 subscribers, so yeah, I'm not going to talk shit about him, and I always try and back him up because I'm from Doncaster as well. But, you know, if he's out there, like the latest thing with him taxing people for money and bullying people, you know, I'm going to call him out on that and say that's fucking wrong, that's out of order. But Hedgehog Man doesn't seem to be doing that. It's like Danny can do no wrong in his eyes. But while we're on Brett, he's locked up now for blackmail, and it makes me laugh because he's got them all running round, hasn't he? He's calling them all. It's like every man in England who's a fighting man has called fucking Brett May out at some point. He just terrorises them all, and then they all come, you know, even a couple of them have come to Donny searching for him. And what did he do now? He made a video, I think it was with Danny Christie, or he was with someone, and he was saying, oh, Danny Christie, I'm here now, I'm going to bite your cheek off, I'm going to headbutt you to death, I'm going to pull your fucking tongue out and lick my balls with you. Come to Donny and you will get touched. And so they arranged this fight. He's saying, yeah, come tomorrow, we'll fight tomorrow. And then Danny comes down, you know, does a video, I'm here in Doncaster, and Brett's off in fucking Wales ziplining or something. He uploads a video and he's flying through air with a fucking crash helmet on, ziplining. It's supposed to be in Donny fighting him. Fucking hilarious, mate. He's got them all running round and he don't fight none of them. He just says, yeah, I'll fight you tomorrow. It's never there. And he's like, yeah, this fight's locked in. Me and Munkenstein, me and fucking Justice Jimmy. He's arranged a fight with everybody on YouTube, not just on the dark side. There's no one showed up for one of them. So it makes me fucking laugh. And that's the thing, just while we talk about Danny, what makes me, you know, because everyone says, oh, he's changed now, he's a real man and all this sort of stuff. But then when you see him, like when Brett was winding him up and stuff, and he was chasing him down, like trying to start fights with promoters, and you know, looking, and you could see, to me, he looks unstable. I wouldn't want to upset him, because you know, he's a scary dude. He looks unstable, and he can really fight. He's hard as nails. He's a bare knuckle fighter. But you know, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. He did beat his mum up. He did fucking boasting about knocking out his ex-missus and went to prison for her. And the reason why I don't like that sort of stuff is because I've been around it. When I was homeless, I had to stop at this dude's house. He says, oh, you can stop at my house. I was like, oh, nice one. It was fucking freezing. It was snowing. And he was a woman beater. And his missus, she was terrified of him. And I didn't see it, you know, at first. I thought, fucking hell, she looks a bit scared. And then one night he's gone into the kitchen and I walked in and he was battering the piss out of her, stamping on her head and everything. I was like, oh my God, this is bad. But I couldn't say out because, you know, it was his house and I was homeless. It was the middle of winter, and I know there'll be people in the comments, oh, if that had been me, I wouldn't have been able to take that. I would have had to say something. Well, you've never been homeless then. You've never had to live on the streets in minus temperatures in the snow, trudging around when you've got nowhere to go. You could fucking kill you, mate. You could die out there. So I had to just look the other way. I had to just mind my business. I learned in prison pretty quick, mind your fucking business. Or, you know, it could go bad. No to do with me. And these are the things that I have to live with now, knowing I could have said something, but if I had done, I could have died on the streets. But anyway, I waffled on way too long today. Video I did yesterday, I wasn't going to do a video yesterday, but I thought I'm going to have to do a video for TikTok because I've kind of abandoned that channel. I don't really post that much on there. So I thought I'd do a video yesterday for TikTok. So I did, and I just uploaded that onto YouTube as well. So if you've heard me talk about that sort of stuff before, that's why. But yeah, I've got to start doing a TikTok channel again. I need to get monetized, don't I? I think I'm probably the only person in England that's looking forward to getting digital ID. So then I could actually get monetized. I mean, really, it's not about the money for me. It's about the entertainment and making people smile and trying to post interesting things and trying to inspire people that have been in the life of addiction and trying to overcome it. Because there's one thing I know about this world is there's a lot of people struggling out there. And if I can just do a video and make someone smile, and that's why I do the dark side videos, people seem to like those, but I don't want to do it every day, you know, because you see people like Rackpool and it's like, it's just the same thing over and over, and it gets boring, doesn't it? But I do like talking about the dark side. I do like doing the funny videos, so I might just do like one a week. And oh man, just before I finish, I was watching that Molecule Murph. Jesus Christ, he is a strange fish. He is one strange fish, one strange kipper. He does videos, like gets dressed up. He's obsessed with Hedgehog Man at the minute, and he's doing like 50 videos a day. And he's an angry little fucker. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think this is the result of abandonment issues. I think his mum must have dropped him on his head when he was a kid, or left him outside a monastery or something. And these are the results, because he seems to hate women. He's on some sort of molestation order for terrorising women. And I was watching him. I've not seen him for a while because I did a video about him. I had a back and forth with him and he grassed me up and got me banned. So I thought, right, all your stun gun privileges have been revoked, mate. I'm not mentioning you no more, you little snitch. But he kept popping up on Hedgehog Man's channel. So I thought, well, I'm going to have a look. So I looked yesterday on one of his videos. He is a straight up nut job, mate. He dresses up in all these weird clothes. He's got all the flashing lights. He's got a little microphone. And he just bounces all over, just mumbling nonsense, like going on about women. This Rachel VP lass saying, oh, you fucking slag. What's your husband thinking? And it's like, Jesus Christ, mate. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be a laugh. You know, you can't be... And that's why he'll never do well on the dark side, because he doesn't know how to roast people. He thinks roasting people is being like nasty, a horrible cunt, like 50 times a day to someone. But you've got to be funny, you've got to be likeable, you've got to be creative. You can't just come on, yeah, you fucking dickhead, look at you, shut up you, what are you on about? It's like, fucking what a mess he is. But yeah, he's fucking disgusting. I would suggest not watching him at all. He's gross, and he's a snitch and all. But yeah, I looked at one of his videos yesterday, and he's a very strange, angry little man. I mean, he is only like 4 foot tall, so it's probably that small man syndrome, isn't it? That's why he's so angry. I think he might have had a woman, you know, like left him in the past or something, and it's messed his head up, or maybe he got abandoned as a kid, like I said. I think that's why he's like he is now. But very, very strange kipper, that guy. But anyway, that's the video for today. A bit longer today, fucking waffling on, aren't I? It's all that crack I've been smoking. But anyway, if you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Mange too, YouTube, mange too.